everyone, especially Doug.
Yeah, sure, no problem at all.
I don't have any fuzz boxes or...
No, just come around and...
Hello everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome to the 2024 UK Brian May Red Special Enthusiast Meetup. This is part 2 of a 2-part highlights package of this event, held at the Holiday Inn, Reading West in Berkshire, and primarily features the guitars and musical equipment. Part 1 covers a selection of video clips of Brian May's time with us. There were some colourful characters joining us this year, as usual, including co-author of the Red Special book, renowned music journalist Simon Bradley, Andrew Morgan of A Strings, Wales's premier independent retailer of guitars, amplifiers and effects, and of course, host and event chief John Underhill of the Red Special Guitar Podcast.
Have a good day.
Doors opened at 10 a.m, allowing people time to mingle, chat and browse the guitars and equipment on display before several talks and demonstrations in the morning session. Souvenir merchandise, including various stickers and badges from businesses and enthusiasts associated with the community, were provided in a Star Wars-themed goodie box. Exquisitely detailed commemorative sixpence coins were once again produced to celebrate the occasion. Luke Timmins, guitarist with the Supreme Queen tribute band, demonstrated and discussed his replica Brian May stage rig, which includes a Guyton Time Warp Red Special replica. Such is the popularity and profile of the events that many enthusiasts regularly travel from overseas and return year after year. Some were unfortunately unable to make it this year, so I dedicate this video to them. Rafa Diaz, guitarist with the brilliant Magic Queen tribute band, gave us some insights into their performance setup, including his monitoring preferences, and discussed his Brian May stage rig and aspects of profiling Brian May's tone settings.
And then we're going to have the band section in the evening, and Paul Cottrill, wherever Paul is arranging that. Guitarist's very own, Mr. Simon Bradley! Brad has literally wrote the book on the Red Special.
Simon Bradley, music journalist who has contributed to Guitarist magazine, was again generous with his time and gave us a talk and demonstration. There were many Red Special guitar variants on display, including Brian May guitar specials in various finishes, and custom versions built by both amateur and professional luthiers. These included a double neck made by Raymond Guitars of Spain, a 1993 Guild, and a Guyton RS transporter belonging to Martin Pitcher. So let's take a look at some of these exquisite instruments. Since we were celebrating the Red Special's 60th birthday, everybody signed a birthday card to the guitar and its creator. During the lunch break, I took the opportunity while the event hall was quiet to have a closer look at some of the live performance rigs and equipment brought by David Hersey and Paul Cottrill's drum kit. These included a Fractal Audio FC12 unit and a custom rack-mounted unit containing all the circuitry of 2 Vox AC30 amplifiers with direct outputs, and this was built by Nigel Knight of Knight Audio Technologies. A raffle of donated items raised a considerable amount of money for the Save Me Trust and Prostate Cancer UK charities. There were some superb and valuable prizes on offer this year, including a BMG ukulele and a Queen boxed set, both signed by Brian himself, books, magazines and artwork by Sarah Rugg, a Cat Studio One amplifier donated by Nigel Knight, effects units, including amplifier attenuators donated by various enthusiasts. After lunch, we watched a video compilation of photographs from previous Meetup events since 2017, with video messages from various enthusiasts on what the Red Special Meetups and the Red Special enthusiast community mean to them. Well, presumably you have already watched part 1 of this 2-part highlights package, which lasts about 20 minutes, and is a compilation of various video clips of the time Brian spent with us, and you're expecting more of the same.
Oh my god. What are you guys doing here? I just wish my dad could see these.
My best clips were included in part 1, but to finish up for this year, here's what I've got left. Some are in 9:16 portrait format for YouTube short format videos.
Wow, it sounds quite meaty, doesn't it?
Can I ask a question? When you first found your sound back in the day, and you were relying on AC30s at full blast, how did you go about rehearsing when the band was unknown at that volume?
Just stick a load of cushions around the fire. Yeah, quite easy really. Yeah, I had various amps before the AC30s. I remember I had a Burns thing, a Burns 30 watt, but it had that sort of transistor sound. It sounded distorted, it didn't sound clean when you turned it up. And then I talked to Rory Gallagher. I stayed in a marquee when everyone had gone home and snuck around to see him and asked him how he got his sound, which I love Rory Gallagher's sound. And I went out the next day to Wardour Street and we found a couple of these things. I think they were 30 quid each. Not these, not the cat ones, but the original and I plugged in the shop. I took my guitar down to the shop to see if it was going to work, and it just sounded like the perfect thing that I had in my head. It had that singing quality. So it was the AC30s for me forever. But they don't travel well, the originals. They're very delicate. So over the years, people have improved, and Nigel has done the ultimate job here, taking out everything that's not needed by me. And so the AC30 is a bit of a miracle. I mean, my dad told me why. There's a good reason why these sound different from something like a Marshall or 90% of guitar amps. And the reason is it's a Class A amplifier, which means they have electronic valves in them, with glass things where there's electrons boiling off a cathode and being gathered up someplace else. And what you do is bias the, it's a valve. It's almost like a valve for a pipe, you know. Very cleverly did was bias the curve. So instead of starting at 0, you start halfway up, and if you go up and down with your signal on that straight part of the curve, you get almost exactly a perfect mirror of your input for your output. You get an amplified signal which is very true to the... I've explained that really badly. If you imagine the curve, what they've done is they put you up at this part of the curve. And that's what hi-fi amplifiers did in the old days. The old the old hi-fi amplifiers were Class A, but they also had a negative feedback effect on to make it even more linear. These things don't have the negative feedback. Nigel's going to tell me I'm wrong about this, but they don't have the negative feedback. So what happens is it's beautifully clean when you're at low levels, and as you gradually go up and down that curve and you start to investigate the other areas, the distortion comes very gradually in. And that's what I love about these things. They sing before they distort.
Steve Pryor was on loan from David Gilmour's stint at the Royal Albert Hall for guitar technician duties until Pete Malandrone returns to work. He managed to guard the revered original Red Special, but still allow many of us to hold it, photograph it, and compare our own Red Special guitars with it. If you have enjoyed watching the content in my 2 highlights videos on the 2024 Brian May Red Special Enthusiast Meetup, then please check out my other Brian May related content, including my YouTube videos and website dsgb.net.